Hey guys, what's going on? Tropical Fish Chunky here. This is a video of my 20-gallon aquascape I just set up, and so far it's been okay. I am battling a little bit of green algae. Not really sure. I got a little bit different type. Actually, I do got a little bit of brown algae coming up on my bacopa back there in the back corner, and then just a little bit though. I don't know what it is though. It's kind of well, actually, it's on my Ludwigia bottom leaves too, just a little bit. But my chain sword right here, it's getting a lot of just green hairy algae, but probably not going to keep those plants in here. Probably just going to take out the molly plants, and they do have a lot of runners growing off of them, as you can see. But anyways, I just want to show you the 20-ounce aquascape, and I did actually finally get CO2 for it. I got it in the mail. Just a paintball tank setup. I use my 24-ounce paintball tank with a paintball regulator adapter, and here's a regulator. It's the UP Simple regulator, I think. I can't remember exactly sure. Do you have the box somewhere? I put it somewhere, I don't remember. And then I also got the ST International mini diffuser. It does good for this tank. I thought it'd be too small, but it turns out it's alright. And I do have a fluval bubble counter back there, just to make sure. I got about kind of a bubble per second. It kind of doesn't stay at its common pace. It kind of sometimes dies down or goes really slow, and I have to bump it up, and barely moving a hair just makes it go crazy. But it's okay for what it's doing. It's my first CO2 tank setup, so hopefully everything goes alright and I get a lot of CO2 evenly distributed to the tank and a lot of plants growing very good. But the plants I have in here, I do have a, I think it's a red ocelot sword. It did have a lot of the long green stems. As you can see, that one, it's upside down. It kind of two stems growing together, or two clumps of it growing together. But it did have a lot of straggly green stems. I just clipped them off and kept the red ones because I did want to keep it red. And I'm just gonna see how much that grows. That one big leaf in the center, that's folded out and open now, and then I got a new one forming in the center right there as well. I have a lot of rocks and different setups for mosses. I got Christmas moss on this rock, and then that, it's a cork top with a weighted bunch on the bottom with a netting with some Java moss, just so it'd float but stay weighted down. And it's going okay. It's going pretty fast actually with the CO2. And I just set up this. I'm going to be putting this moss in with this. I'm just folding and making sure it'll fit right on here. Just putting the netting, wrapping it around, and put the Java moss underneath it to grow all around without just being a random clump of moss on there. That I just put in here just a little while ago. Just tied to that real quick for right now. Just see how that will do. But it's not going to stay that way for sure. Other plants, I got some cryptowindidae in here. It did battle a lot of algae, as you can see on these leaves right here. There's a lot of algae on them. Been clipping off a lot of the leaves, and so I'm not sure if I'll keep that plant in here, because a lot of these plants right in this center area, all this is going to be kind of cleared out, because I will be having hopefully a manzanita, big manzanita branch about 18 to 22 inches kind of go out here, evenly spread out, and putting a lot of moss, like Christmas moss, Java moss, and maybe some flame moss if I can get a hold of some of that, and have a little bit. I might see if the branches reach just the top of the water. But yeah, that's that. In this corner, I'm hoping to get this whole entire corner just full of Rotala. This is Rotala indica or Rotala tendifolia. In the back, I do have my Bacopa carolinea. I think that's the type of Bacopa it is. I'm not sure, but I've had it for a while. Some of my clippings from that, and that's mostly it. Besides the chain sword back there, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that though. But the fish or species I have in here, it's not fish really. It's shrimp. I don't know if you can see right about there. There's a little clear with a red spot. That's one of my shrimp. I am not really sure what type of shrimp that is. It might be like a low-grade crystal shrimp, because it's not really high color. but it does have like the clear with the red spots. I'm not sure what it is. If you know, please tell me down below. I'd like to know. And I do have 2 more red cherry shrimp. They're in there somewhere. I can see one, but it's really going to be hard for y'all guys to see. But yeah, there's those. I did buy 6 of those shrimp, kind of assorted. I did have one that was like a blue, blue really, I think it was. Or it might have been a blue dream or something like that. One of those blue type of shrimp, and it died the first night. And then 2 others died. One of the clear with a red spot, like circle or like round body torso part of it died, and then one of my red cherry shrimp died as well. So I got 2 more red cherries, and then the clear with the red circle and its torso. That's the ones I have of shrimp, and I'm going to be getting a lot more. This is going to be just mostly a shrimp tank. I'm going to have a lot of cleaners in here. I might get some Siamese algae eaters to battle with like any algae that comes in. Might get some autosyncluses, maybe some ramshorn snails. I'm not sure. I'm going to get some type of snail for cleaning, maybe neorites or something to clean the substrate out. And then of course all the shrimp to battle a lot of the little micro stuff, and just have a lot of shrimp in here, and maybe sooner or later sometime get to where I can just start selling shrimp if I get that many. Hopefully I do. It's mostly it on the plants. I do want to show you this. I did fix this up today. It's a Powerhead. It's Marineland Powerhead, I think it was. It was one of my older ones I used for my 75 gallon, but I decided to put it in here for my circulation, considering I want it to all flow down one way. And so actually I might, after this, turn it to face this way since it's all going downhill. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out though soon. But it does do good over here since there's not going to be many big plants over here. It'll blow all the big plants out instead of having them all flat on the ground. So I probably will keep it that way actually. But I do have a good little kind of movement going on here. Just enough circulation for right now. So hopefully it does good. CO2 is actually doing decent so far in the tank. As you can see, the repens are turning pretty bright yellow. Yeah. All these plants are the light sets in the way. The lights that I do have, I said in the last video, if you watched it, it's Solar Max, I think. T5 high output. I do have 2 different bulbs in here. I got just the white bulb, and then without it I got the pink plant bulb for max growth of the plants, and both of them together makes it pretty bright. I'm really happy about that. It's decent, not the brightest it can be, but good enough to grow some mid-light plants or maybe a low highlight plant. But yeah, there's that, and then also it has the moonlight feature, which I'm probably not going to use because I really don't care about it. I do want to get this set on a timer sooner or later though, for keep them kind of a steady pace of lighting time. But yeah, other than that, the Powerhead, I did have a canister filter for my 75 gallon. It did just break a while back, and this tubing, I have a lot of it, and I got a lot of tubing, like the rubber tubing. And what I did was the out tube that has all the holes in it for the flow, kind of like a sheet of water current. I cut it down to a smaller piece, just enough where it'll fit in here, and I got one of these pieces of rubber tubing and I boiled it so it'll get really soft and expandable. I can't even speak right now. And I just wedged it onto the end of the outtake, and it's doing pretty good so far. It has a good current on the top of the water. It's keeping all the debris off the top where you can't see that nasty looking film. And it does also kind of give a little bit of aerating too, because if you can see on this part right here, there's like a little hole right at the top where you can put a tube for getting bubbles in here for like air. But instead I'm just keeping it open, and it actually pushes up and makes kind of a splashing on the top, so it's producing a little bit of oxygen in the water as well, so it's not all just still flat water. so that's good too, and it's making definitely ripples on top. I got my CO2 going into the intake of it, so it'll get all the CO2, hopefully as much as possible, to flow through the tank. So you can see like little bubbles and just debris kind of floating through. The tank is a little bit dirty right now. It's kind of a little bit hazy kind of look, because I just put that power head in here and it made it all kind of churned up. But hopefully I've been doing a lot of water changes to it. I've done 3 water changes for this week so far, so I'm hoping to kind of keep that going. There's all my shirt right there. You see a bright red in the center. But yeah, that's mostly it, guys. If you would like to ask any questions about this tank or what I'm going to try to do about any of this stuff, or just give me some tips on some stuff, because considering it's my new first CO2 to planet tank, any of you planet tank guys out there that use CO2 quite a bit, give me any tips on like lighting or CO2 distribution, like how much CO2 I should keep in here. I will be getting one of the CO2 checkers sooner or later, because I do got a card for Amazon, so I'm probably going to buy one of those, like those things that tell me how much CO2 I have in the tank that like goes green or whatever. And so yeah, just leave me any tips or any hints or anything that can help me with this tank, because I do want to get this a really good, pretty, just amazing looking aquascape. A lot of plants growing quite fast, so I can clip them and sell them, or just plant them in different tanks or something like that. Just tell me anything. But yeah, guys, do like the video, please. Makes me more happy to make videos for you guys. If I get a lot more likes, I'll start making videos more commonly. So yeah, that's mostly it, guys. I'll talk to you later, and I don't know, keep your sleeves wet, I guess.